takes forever. Hey, good morning. Okay, so this will be probably until future notice the last 9 a.m. live stream, but I already scheduled it with Amy, so we're doing it. Dr. Kiltz is just going to do it 6 a.m. It's 6 a.m. at 6 a.m. It's just easier. It got too crazy trying to do all the different live streams. So there you go. But awesome. The last one is with Amy. What do you say? How do you say that? Save the best for last.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you. And thanks for
You're
having me
welcome.
today. I really appreciate the invite, and I'm so excited to be here, and we have a lot to talk about.
Oh, we do have a lot to talk about. Awesome. I'm excited too. I feel like we're like BFFs. That's how I feel about Juliet and all the people who we
I
keep having these
know.
live streams with. And then we're like, oh wait, we are best friends once we meet in person.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like
That's
we're
what's
best friends and we're all coworkers in a way. Like, even though, we
yeah,
don't really work together,
yeah.
we all like bounce ideas off of each other. It's awesome. I just love it. I love it.
It's awesome. I love this community. And
Me
that's what we're
too.
talking about today. But before we dive into the main course of this, I wanted to hear, Amy, what is your carnivore story in case people who check out this video haven't heard it before and want to learn more about the carnivore diet?
Okay, I'm going to do the short version because I could talk for 5 hours just on my story, and I'm not going to do that because I have other things I think that are kind of pressing. But about 10 years ago, I started my keto. I've been on a ketogenic diet for about 10 years, right? I've had 7 surgeries on my body in about 20 years, from brain surgery to hip surgery to hernia surgery to foot surgery. So there's a lot of spots in my body that have been cut open, right? And I think this could have been avoided had I known then what I know now. I lost 110 pounds um, on a ketogenic diet. I went carnivore a year ago. And you're like, what? She's a baby carnivore, right? But about a year ago, I started. Oh, I also had a hysterectomy. That was one of the surgeries. And I think that really catapulted me into
Oh, wow.
menopause. And so then I started getting hot flashes and things like that. And then I was kind of doing a lower fat keto, carnivore, ketovore, whatever you want to call it. And I think that catapulted me into some thyroid issues. And so a year ago, I really started feeling
Mm,
like down. And I'm like, I'm eating the way I've always eaten for 10 years. And that's always worked for me. And now it doesn't seem to be working. So I'm like, well, I need to go stricter. Well, I wasn't going to go
mm,
vegan. I mean, what's the
right.
other option, right? Go more
Yeah.
towards carnivore. So that's what I did. I eliminated all plant foods. I started eating more butter, more animal fats, and oh my gosh, my thyroid disease reversed. It came on, but then it
Amazing.
reversed in just a couple months. So, that's some of the things that I talk about in my coaching. I like to say that I can help people who are dealing with menopause, are dealing with thyroid issues, and just generally don't feel well. Because even on
Amazing.
a clean ketogenic diet, you can run into things that need to be, troubleshooted, so
Yeah. I think the plants are not a joke. And Dr. Kiltz always talks about goiterogenic foods attacking your thyroid, creating goiters, and it's a real thing. It's not. And so, yeah, we need to eat more fat, animal fat, more meat. So, Amy, what inspired you to be a coach?
oh my gosh. I hope I don't get emotional when I talk about this because
Please
I have
do.
wanted I have wanted to be a coach. Okay, so halfway in my journey, at first people were mean to me. Like when I started losing weight, they're like, "Do you have cancer? What's going on? What are you
Oh,
sick?"
wow.
Yeah, it was awful. And I'm like, "No." And so but then over time, people got used to the new me, right? The new me. And then about 2020, 2021, I think this was right after COVID, everyone was like, "What are you doing? You look amazing. Like, help me." And my phone, and I work a full-time job, aside from coaching, my phone was blowing up all day long. We need to talk. We need to talk. And I'm like, I can't
Yeah.
field all these calls and do my day job. And something
Right.
clicked in me. Like back then, this was 5 years ago, I was inspiring people. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to do it. And so I wanted to be a health coach. And I was looking into some programs, right? But something just didn't feel right about them. So I
Right.
never pulled the trigger because it's a lot of, most health
It's a
coaching
lot.
programs traditionally is a lot of money, right? And
It's
so
a
I'm like,
lot.
if I'm going to
Yeah.
invest in this, all it is going to be for is a piece of paper. And then I'm going to do ketogenic, carnivore, the proper human diet spectrum. I'm going to be teaching that. And so like, I just never pulled the trigger. And then, um, so then I started a private face group, and that's grown to about 500 members. I started that in 2021, and I
Awesome.
started going live in there, and I started cooking every Sunday on camera, live. Which, if you've ever tried to cook and live stream at the same time, it's a hot mess, but it's a lot of fun. And
Yeah.
bad thing, bad things happen, and that makes it even more fun. So I've learned to just go with it. So a lot of times you'll see that I'm cooking on camera, and I've been doing that for 5 years. So that's kind of a passion of mine. Um, and then in 2024, I went to Keto Palooza and I met
Oh, okay.
Alyssa Rogers. Okay. And so that
Mm.
Alyssa Rogers, Dr. Barry's right hand person.
Yeah.
And
Great.
she was like, I was talking to her. I'm like, I really want to be a health coach and I don't know what to do. And I'm looking into some programs, but they're a lot of money, but I just don't feel the connection. And she couldn't really
Yeah.
tell me that PhD was coming out with a coaching program, but she's like, "Well, things are coming." That's all she said. But she's like, "You don't need
Yeah.
a coaching program to be a coach." But something in
Right.
me didn't feel right about becoming a coach without having some formal training. And I'm glad I didn't. And I'll get to that in a minute. But so I never pulled the trigger. And then the following summer, 2025, within relative short time frame, 2 coaching programs popped up. And
Yeah.
I don't even know if they knew, but it was PhD and Kiltz. And I signed up for PhD, and then I got into that program, and several of us did that program. Juliet did too. There's a bunch of people who did both. CB Carmack, if you know who he is, a bunch of
Hmm.
people did both. And then not after long after that, like within weeks, Kiltz Health launched their coaching program. And um, I I went live with Dr. Kiltz, and then that's kind of what catapulted me into that coaching program. And I'm just so like blessed that first of all, I was able to do both coaching programs, but I highly recommend the Kiltz Health Coaching Program because it's amazing. It's a,
Awesome.
I'm just going to say this, it's a fraction of the cost of what the other coaching programs are. And what I like about the Kiltz Health Coaching Program is it talks about the science, right? It talks about the science behind fixing metabolic health. And now I launched into coaching immediately because this is something I've been wanting to do. So everybody's like, how did you get everything going so quickly?
Yeah.
And I just did it. I mean, I didn't even know I have figured out how to do a website, how to I've been
Oh,
doing
wow.
YouTube for several years, but social media, and I just launched into it because it's been this helping people have has been a priority to me for 5 years. And going through the Kiltz Health Coaching Program is a way to realize your dreams. And we all have a story, right? We all have
Yeah.
inspiration. So I just want to encourage people, if you're scared and you don't know how you would do it, this there's resources, okay? And there's all of us who've been through
True.
it. And if you're like, I don't even know how to be a coach, they'll talk about that in the coaching program. And then after the coaching program, you can talk to all of us coaches who have been doing it. So I don't know. It's amazing. It's
It's
amazing.
amazing.
So
I'm glad you liked it. I appreciate that. I appreciate the feedback. Now,
I do.
why don't we look at some comments real quick here? So Amanda's saying,
Sure.
Amy, how are you doing this morning, beautiful?
Awesome. I'm happy.
And she would like, instead of emailing to contact you, can she messenger text you instead? Now that she's done with the course, she can focus on connecting with you and talk about perimenopause. Nice.
Yes, yes, yes. I will. We're friends on Facebook. I'm pretty sure I'll send you my information. Yes.
Nice.
So that's one of the things that I troubleshoot. I'm currently troubleshooting it for myself, and it's going pretty well. So if anybody wants to connect on that topic, I'm happy to talk to anyone about that.
Awesome.
So if there are
So let's talk about,
questions,
I don't know if there's any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat. This is really funny. I refuse to believe y'all aren't related. That's so funny. Is it because we're both wearing glasses? She has this beautiful red hair, and I don't have that.
oh, this is okay. So full disclosure, my hair is really like more this color, like brown
Oh, okay. Maybe
and
we are
gray.
related.
And I'm 50 years old. So yeah, there's gray in there. I just refuse to go gray. I know that's not carnivore, but it's okay. Everybody has their stuff, right? So it's red.
You're not allowed to get gray hair if you only eat meat. So
I'm
that's so funny.
hoping I'm hoping it reverses, but it doesn't seem to be. So we'll see.
Yeah, you can't fix everything, I don't think, you know. Uh
Yes.
Amy, thank you for sharing your story and journey and passion behind coaching. I look forward to personally connecting with you. Sounds like we have a ton in
A
common.
ton of comment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
I've also been told I look like somebody else. Oh, I've been told I look like Manda's sister. I've been told I look like Carrie's sister. I don't know. It's a Midwest thing. Must be.
Hi, Susie.
Susie, we love you, Susie. Let's keep rocking people's worlds. The coaching course is remarkable. Awesome. Thank you. So
Yeah.
whoever hasn't done it, definitely do it. It's $99 right now. Maybe Dr. Kiltz will keep it at $99. He originally wanted to, their origin story, the genesis is Dr. Kiltz texted me one day about a year and a half ago and said, I need a coaching course that's less than $1,000. So I was like, okay, $999. Let's go. We've never sold it at that price. And it just keeps going down since because Dr. Kiltz wants everything accessible, which that's the way to go. Here it is. Amanda, my son William said he looked like my sister. Well, he thinks you are my sister. That's really funny. Well, one day I'll be your sister. All right. So, any questions? And while we're waiting for some questions, Amy, let's talk about some people you've helped.
Yeah. So, uh, how health coaching helps. So, a few things here, and some of these are difficult things to talk about. My opinion, this is my opinion, not medical advice, is that the current medical system is designed to put band-aids on metabolic health with medications, prescriptions, and health coaches focus on behavior, mindset, inspiration, and troubleshooting because even though we all have the similar bodies, like we all are humans, we each have our individual struggles, right? And so that's what a health coach does is they listen to you for more than 15 minutes at a time. We are cheerleaders, right? We are here to listen and not beat you up when something happens or you struggle, but be a lending ear, help you troubleshoot problems. We're a support system. Unfortunately, and I've run into this a lot with some of my clients, people that I've talked to and work with, they unfortunately do not have friends and family that back them up, right? For these individuals, having someone to listen and provide feedback is what they're lacking in their personal relationships. And so coaches have an
Mhm.
opportunity to be that person for them that they can talk to and they can troubleshoot and bounce ideas off. I've literally had people tell me, I know what to do. I've had
Mhm.
carnivore clients that have been carnivore longer than me. I know what to do, but the willpower is just not there, and I need
Mhm.
accountability. I've been told this. And a coach is not a boss. We are not bosses. We are not here to boss you around. We are a partner that helps individuals figure out for themselves how to troubleshoot and how to make a path to success for themselves. And then I've just had clients that only needed a couple appointments just because they were questioning what they were doing, right? And they
Hmm.
just wanted to make sure that they were doing the right thing. They've only needed a few sessions, but they were already on their way to metabolic health. I had one individual who was reversing their type 2 diabetes. Again, not medical advice. Everybody has to try things for themselves and figure things out for themselves. But this person was already getting off their diabetes medications and reversing their diabetes, and they just needed a few sessions just to kind of make sure to clarify a few troubleshooting things. So some people just need that reinforcement. And then I've had other individuals who felt frustrated because their physicians and their healthcare professionals, they felt let down by them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they felt that their healthcare professionals did not have their best interest in mind and they were struggling. And remember, doctors are just humans. By nature, they're not out to do
Yeah,
harm. They are doing what they were trained to do in a system that ties their hands behind their backs. They're overworked. They're limited by insurance and severe constraints. So have compassion for your doctor because I believe that most doctors are truly just doing the right, trying to do what they believe is the right thing, right? And so, while coaches are not doctors or health professionals, we are able to help be a support system for those individuals and talk out strategies and talk out ways that they can communicate with their doctors. Because a lot of individuals, myself included, I've been operated on 7 times.
crazy.
Had I had a health coach, maybe that wouldn't have happened. Maybe I would have been able to talk to somebody else. And unfortunately, surgeons, if you go to a surgeon, their first strategy is to do what, Alia? What is their first strategy?
Oh, they wanna cut you open.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Yeah,
so
and take something out.
I can use my personal experience and my health coaching training to help people. Now, I'm not going to give them medical advice about whether to have surgery or whether to not have surgery, but I can give some information that they could take about if I would have known what to do, I would have tried this first. If it's not a life-saving, situation. Obviously, if it's a life-saving situation, you got to do what's gonna save your life. But there's some conversations that can be had about these sort of things.
Sure. Also, don't you
For
think that
me,
most of our chronic things that sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but most of these
no,
chronic
yeah,
things, these autoimmune things, and all these like things that we didn't have 50, 100 years ago, I think most of it's solved by eating the right thing. I don't know what you think about that.
I'm I'm telling you, yes, because most of my surgeries, even my brain surgery, I think was called. I mean, the pain, the trigeminal neuralgia. It was started with a sinus infection, and the pain never went away, and while the surgery did help me, every once in a while, like, I'll feel close to getting that pain back, and then I just eat really strict and really clean, and guess what? It goes away. It's possible I
Crazy.
never would have had that had I known what I know now. The hip surgeries, the labral tears, obviously a labral tear, but I'm wondering if I really needed that surgery. I'm wondering if I just because even after the surgery, I was having to get steroid injections. I was still in
Oh
pain.
wow.
So
Yeah.
like I was getting steroid injections and like the funny thing is in 2019 when I was really going ketogenic, 2018, 19, the more clean I got, the better my hip felt. So it's
Yeah.
like I'm wondering if I didn't need 3 hip surgeries because of that. The foot
Hmm.
surgery. I was 300 pounds when I was trying to walk around in New York City and wrecked my foot because I tried to walk 20 miles on 300 pounds of being overweight.
Wow.
So that would have never happened. That would have never happened. The hernia, that one I think is probably the legit surgery. I don't think carnivore will
Sure.
heal a hernia.
No,
So,
I don't think
but
so.
there's so many things, right? That that I would recommend. And so what do I say to people? Because a lot of people freak out. I'm coaching my dad right now because he just had 3 stents put in, and I think that was a wake-up call for him, and he's been on statins for 40 years, and the statins did not stop
Wow.
the atherosclerosis. So, and my mom's freaking out. He can't have fat. He's got
Oh
to eat his
gosh.
veggies. So he's more on a keto diet because you can only work with people based on what their comfort level is, right? But he's lost like 40 pounds in a few months. Just keto, not even carnivore. He's lost 40 pounds. And my family's all jumping on my case because they're scared of what I'm feeding them,
Oh
feeding,
wow.
and I'm cooking for him too. But I mean, he's doing amazing. And so what I say to people is just try it. Try it for 30, 60, 90 days. Right. And just so the people, and I say this to the people who are like, well, I just don't want to give up. I want to eat the rainbow. I want to have variety. And I think that restriction is bad. Right. When I'm like, okay, just try it for 30 days and see how you feel. That's what I
Yeah.
said to myself when I went carnivore for a year ago. I'm like, I
So
really don't want to give this and that up. And, you know, but then I'm like, I wasn't feeling well. And I'm like, I need to do this for 30 days. And I never looked back. It was amazing. It was amazing. Um, any questions? Are we missing
we got
questions?
we got some we got questions and comments here. Let's see. Lena, good morning, Amy. Do you fast? Thank you.
I do. I fast every day until noon. And then I try to eat 2 meals and I try not to snack. Sometimes there are some like carnivore snacks like hard-boiled eggs or bacon. And I've been trying my hardest to eliminate cheese because cheese is like a dessert for me. So I've been trying to
Yeah.
get rid of that. I have done extended fasts. I will say the last extended water fast I did didn't go so well. I made it 2 days, and then the third day I did have my ketones got really high. My ketones
Okay.
got to like 5 or 6, and my blood sugar was at 53. And while my blood sugar has been in the 50s before and I didn't feel sick, I really felt sick, so I decided to end the fast. And then
Hmm.
Brian, who is a Kiltz certified health coach, he's like, "Why
We
don't you
love
try
him.
a sardine?" Yes, sardine fast. I'm like, really? I love sardines, but I don't think I love them enough to eat them 3 days in a row. Well, let me tell you, this is why this community is so awesome because Brian motivated me, and I want to say something about this. He motivated me to do a sardine fast, a 3-day sardine fast, and I did one 2 weeks ago. And Alia, it was the most amazing thing ever. I lost 7 pounds overnight, and
Wow.
it wasn't 7 pounds of fat. I still struggle with
Sure.
inflammation. I believe I have something called MCAS, which is mast cell activation syndrome, and I think even certain
Mm-hmm.
things in the meat uh cause me to become inflamed. And so I'm planning on integrating a 3-day sardine fast twice a month. Just
Okay.
and my joints feel so much better. So right now I'm in day 2 of a 3-day sardine fast. And
Nice.
my brain feels amazing. My joints
So
feel amazing.
how do
Brian.
I do this? Let's coach me for a second. And I probably won't take your advice on this, but still, let's talk about this. I did a sardine fast once. I think that the olive oil, I couldn't find any in water. And I think the olive oil was rancid or it wasn't olive oil and it was just a lie on the sardines. So 3 days in, I felt the worst I had ever felt on the carnivore diet. I had no energy. And then my butt started bleeding. And so I stopped immediately. I had some eggs that day. So I was like I was trying to do 5 days for some reason, but I think I was like 2.5 or 3 days in. I could hardly eat at all. Like I wanted to throw up every time I had a sardine. So every time someone says sardine fast, I just remember that. And I'm like, I wish I could feel amazing.
Okay, so if you want to try it again, maybe try a different
Yeah.
fish. Maybe try mackerel
Okay.
or
I like mackerel.
or even do some like salmon with some fat added or something like that. It
Like
might
a
have been the type
salmon
of
fast.
oil. It might have been
Yeah.
the type of fish, the
It
type
was
of
apparently
oil.
sardine. Yeah, maybe the oil was rancid. I don't know, but
So,
and now
yeah,
every time I bought some good ones, King, I got King whatever sardines.
yeah,
You know the ones at Walmart and the
Arthur,
red.
I don't know, King
But those
Oscar or something, I don't know. Yeah.
King Oscar. Those weren't the ones that gave me trouble. But every time I eat them now, I'm like, oh, I just want to throw up. I wonder.
I salt
Yeah,
them.
Eats is saying it was like with the oil.
So
Oh, okay.
yeah, I got a different brand too, and the spines were really big and crunchy, and it weirded me out the first time I ate them. I'm like, because the kind I was buying didn't have that, but they ran out, so I had to get a different kind. I'm like, but I just mash them up really good. Now, I don't put anything on them because the whole purpose of the fast for me, I don't put mustard or hot sauce, but you could do that. The
Okay.
purpose for me
Yeah.
is to reduce inflammation, so I don't want to put anything in there that could potentially cause inflammation for me.
Yeah.
I salt them. I salt them because everything with salt on it is amazing. So I would heavily salt them. The one
Nice.
thing that I do experience is I get the burps, and I hate that. But it's kind of like I get the fishy burps every time.
Yeah.
And but for me, it's a mind over matter thing. I feel so amazing when I'm doing it. I don't think I'm gonna stop, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think I can do a 20-day fast like Brian does, but 3 days might be the sweet
20
spot a
days
couple
on
times a month.
sardines? I mean, that's like a
Yeah.
really cheap diet though. What is that like? $3 a day? There you
Yeah.
go.
So,
Brian.
but for
Oh, he has a question. Um, what is the number one best thing you can do to be successful at coaching?
okay, the number one thing you can do is just get started. And here's why. Okay, so I have this. This is a real thing. It's called imposter syndrome. I'm going to just admit this is a real thing. They talked about it in the other coaching course I took. When you first become a coach, you're like, "Oh my gosh, but I don't know everything. I don't, I don't know how I'm going to deal." Like I have worked with diabetics. I've never been a diabetic, right? How am I going to talk to somebody that has something that I've never dealt with? But guess what? We all are experienced enough to do this. So the way to get past doing it is just to start doing it, right? Because you're going to learn from your clients just as much as you're teaching them, okay? And we know enough to research, and it's okay to say when you're coaching, it's okay to say, you know what? I'm not that familiar with that situation, but let me do some research and I'll send you some information. Because all of the doctors have interviewed people with that exact situation. I'm sorry, it's out there. Um, and
Sure.
there's publications in the keto carnivore space, so all you have to do is know enough to research. And so just get started. Um, the other thing, it's helpful to have your like intake forms set up, all of the tech. I'm a tech. So for me, having the tech piece set up, website,
Yeah.
and it's just as an aside, I'm teaching classes on technology for this outside of,
Cool.
the platform, but I think it's helpful and to talk to people. Just talk, we can network as coaches, right? We can network as coaches and we can give situations that we've been in without violating any kind of privacy, right? And network with other coaches because we help each other, right? And someone once said something to me and I love this, even coaches need coaches. Even coaches need coaches. So it wouldn't be strange for a coach to hire another coach to help them with their metabolic health, right? So I've always thought that even coaches need coaches. I don't know. Do you have thoughts on this, Alia? You're a coach.
Oh,
What are your thoughts?
yeah. I just asked you for help. I think everyone should have help. I think communication with, let's say you don't understand, you have a question about somebody, talk to somebody else. Like
Yeah.
who has the answers. Like not everybody has the answers, and other viewpoints are great to have. And I think if you're a coach, get coaching. Even on the coaching course, we're like, I keep saying to every single person when you start the course, I send a welcome email and make sure to take your coaching call. Like use it to answer any questions because we all have them. There you go. Yeah.
I still have
Coaches,
mine, right? I need to use mine.
use yours. Use yours. That's right.
Yeah, I need to use mine
So,
because, I even troubleshoot stuff for myself. And another issue with that, Alia, is, and I talk about this a lot on live streams. It's something that really troubles me. There's coaches and there's social media influencers, and sometimes these paths
right.
kind of intersect. And here's a problem with it. The people who are social media influencers and their goal is to make money on YouTube, they're chasing algorithms and they're going to throw shocking stuff out there. And I've had a lot of people come to me that are like,
Right.
well, so and so said to do this, and then so and so said to do this, and then so and so was they were a carnivore and then they went sugar diet, and I'm just like, ugh, it makes my heart hurt, right?
Oh, that's terrible.
Because they're doing it to get likes and clicks, and they're good people. They're not bad people, but it
Yeah,
makes it harder for people who are struggling to decipher what's valuable information. And so I
sure.
talk a lot about
Sure.
that.
I love that because yeah, it can get very confusing. Like because of social media for the longest time, I just only watched Eric Berg and because I didn't want to get confused. But then I tried all of his stuff, but I didn't really know what was wrong in my specific scenario. I have Hashimoto's, I have lipedema. It's very hard to lose weight and super easy to gain weight. Like just the way my hormones are. But if you look at my blood work, I should be like 135 pounds. I'm super healthy. I'm like extremely healthy because of how I eat, but my body doesn't look that way. So I might have an inspiration or ideas for people with similar situations with lipedema, small on top, big on bottom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so why am I saying that? I was only watching Eric Berg for the longest time, trying to do the salads and the this and the that, and trying to do various supplements, and it didn't work. However, he interviewed a carnivore, and that opened the door for me. Okay, let me find out more about this carnivore thing because that made more sense than anything else I had ever heard. And so then I started following Ken Berry, and then I started having success, having less pain associated with the things that I deal with. So anyways, yes, the social media thing can be confusing, but if you talk to somebody who understands if you talk to somebody who has experience, even in their own life or even helping other people, they can give you more specific direction for you, not just,
Yeah.
oh, now do the sugar diet. That's crazy. That's going to make like 99% of us super sick. And the
Right.
people that lost
Right.
weight, they're just destroying their body.
And they're going to gain it
Anyways,
back. They're going to gain
and
it
they're going to
back.
get it back. Yeah, they're going to gain it back. Let me see. Mm, my laptop for some reason is about to die. That's so weird. Give me 1 second. What's going on
Okay.
here?
Okay,
Let me.
I'll just I'll keep
If you
talking
lose
if that's
me,
okay.
here we go.
All
Let's
right, come
see.
back. Okay,
Here,
so personally, I also like to share recipes and food ideas for those individuals who don't know how to get started. So my specialties are metabolic health, weight loss, troubleshooting setbacks, time management. I work really now 3 jobs, right? I take care of a 95-year-old with dementia. I'm married. I have a family. I sing in 2 choirs. I have rehearsals. So when someone comes to me and they're like, I just don't have time to do this, I'm like, we're going to figure out how we're going to make time in your schedule. If I can do it, anybody can do it, right? Um, and then travel tips, dealing with difficult family. I can't tell you how many people are being sabotaged by their family. And I don't like that word sabotage, like being their goals are being compromised because their families bring home a piece of
yeah,
food out of love and give it to them, right? Or they're living with their kids and their kids leave food all over the place. It's a real thing. It's really hard. Um, so those are kind of the things that I love to talk about. Uh, I am not going to be one that's going to know all of I'm not going to use the Dr. Kiltz term glycocalyx in my coaching. If somebody wants to talk about that, I will force myself to learn it. But I'm more of a, if you eat this way, chances are people are going to see results, right? And I'm more of a habit type
right.
coach because I think most of the people coming to us, if someone wants to really get down deep into the science of it,
Yeah,
then, yeah, we can talk about that. But I'm more of a
I
habit
think
style coach, emotional coach.
I love
Let's
that.
talk about the things
Just come to a
that are
Monday
bothering
Zoom
you.
call. Oh yeah, great. Come to a Monday Zoom call and talk to Dr. Kiltz about the glycocalyx.
Yeah,
Simplicity.
yeah,
It's a barcode on every
yeah,
cell that gets damaged because we eat plants and so we're sick. Simplicity of
yeah.
what the barcode on cell, glycocalyx. Okay. There you go. What is this question, Susie Marsh? Coach Amy, how? Let us know.
Yeah, I want to know. Inspiring minds, not inquiring minds. Inspiring minds want to know.
Yeah. Ani, does the class teach you how to build clientele?
Yes, there is a marketing. Oh, my class or Kiltz. Kiltz
I think
class
Kiltz
has
class.
a marketing segment to it. Yes. My class teaches the technology, so like how to film a short. So I will say
Mm,
this, I've gotten my clients through Kiltz, but I've also gotten clients on my own through my own
right.
health coaching business. And so the way to do that, honestly, is you have to do social media.
Yeah.
Um, unless there's one person, Jerry. Jerry's the only one that I know that does belly to belly coaching. And I don't know what she does. I don't know if she posts flyers all around Wisconsin, but you have to do social media. It's just a
Yeah.
thing.
I mean, I
So
think still old school marketing works, door hangers and stuff like that. But I think to reach more people and farther places and different places, yeah, social media
now
for
I
sure.
have given my business card out. Like, this is funny. I've had stories like this where I've gone to Sam's Club and I've had to ask the worker questions. And then during the conversation, I'm like, well, I only eat keto or carnivore because I've lost 100 pounds. And then they freak out. They're like, what? Give me your information. So there are
Yeah.
ways to sneak like stuff
Yeah.
in when you're talking to just humans. Another instance was I was at my allergist office and there were three women sitting in the waiting area. And we just started talking and we were talking about health and stuff, so I brought it up and I gave them my information. So when you're out and about, there's appropriate times that you can bring up what you do locally. So if you're passionate like me, chances are this is going to come up. Like, this is my whole like world. It really is a big part of my life is sharing with people. So when I meet people out in public and the chance comes up, I show them my overweight picture, my 300-pound picture. I show them my picture now, and they want to know. They want to know. And so I
Sure.
give them my contact info.
I love that. I think we've been tricked and deceived, and all the food that we eat is like totally not all the food that we eat. Like, generally, if you go to the supermarket, it's all crap. And we've been told to eat this way. So we just buy the cheap stuff in the boxes and we just get bigger and we're destroying our metabolic health. And we don't know what's wrong. And so when they see a success story like you, it's like, of course. I just want to say this is really funny. Consume the goodness. Hi. Just saying hi on this channel too. My son walked by the phone and said it looks like she's interviewing herself.
We're sisters now, Alia. I'm your big sister.
Big sister, we're
That's
twinsies.
awesome.
That's so
Even though
funny.
my hair is bright red.
Maybe if I take my glasses off, but then I can't read the chat. So
That's funny.
that's really funny. Okay, let's see. Here. Oh, how long? How long have you been carnivore and how did you find carnivore?
Okay, so I have been ketogenic for since 2018, like about 9 years. And I did Atkins 20 years ago and lost 30 pounds before my wedding, which I didn't really do Atkins in the way that most people would do Atkins. Basically, I watched stuff about Atkins and I'm like, oh, basically you're just eliminating bread, pasta, corn,
Yeah.
potatoes, starch. And so then I just ate meat and vegetables. Okay, meat and vegetables. So basically I was doing keto 20 years ago. And so then when I started having all of my health issues, I'm like, oh my, and I was getting close to 300 pounds. I'm like, I have to do something. Basically, what happened was a doctor wrote a note in my chart that I was fat and needed to lose weight. And that made me have a mental breakdown because they started having these
Mhm.
online charts. And that's what finally
Mhm.
made me, and I'm like, I'm just going to do what I did 20 years ago because I know it worked and I felt really well. Well, I was doing it in a way, I was only eating grilled chicken and broccoli. Grilled chicken and steamed broccoli, and I after about 2 months, I'm like, "I can't do this anymore." And so my older sister Janine, who's amazing, I love her so much, she's secretly been keto for 20 years. And so she started sending me recipes and Maria Emmerich and Dr. Barry. And then Dr. Barry led me to all the doctors because if you start watching Dr. Barry, you're going to meet everybody because he interviews everybody. And that's how I met Dr. Kiltz. And the funny thing about Dr. Kiltz, the first time I watched one of his videos, I thought it was really out there. I'm like, I thought, like, I don't remember which one it was. It wasn't really an interview. It was like some sort of, he was at some sort of conference and he was only speaking and he was talking about the plants and everything. And I'm like, this is nuts. But something stuck with me with him, like his personality. Once you meet Dr. Keltz, you love him. You fall in, I don't know how you cannot
Yeah.
love him. Sometimes he, the things that he says is in a way like, whoa, did he just say that? But I thought that about Dr. Barry too. The first time I heard Dr. Barry, I'm like, is this guy for real? He's got the Southern accent and he's talking crazy talk, right? But then you can't look away and you're like, maybe there's something to this.
Yeah.
And and so I've known about carnivore ever since Dr. Barry went carnivore because he was keto first. But I was like, I was feeling so amazing. I didn't, I'm like, okay, well, it's something to think about. And I started going into the carnivore communities, but I was doing more of a ketovore. So eating veggies a couple times a week, but eating mostly meat based, right? But my fat wasn't high enough. I don't think my
Mm.
fat was high enough. And so I was starting not to feel well, even though I was clean eating. So a year ago is when the menopause and the thyroid issues really started to kick in. And that was when I was like, something's got to give. And it's me right now. It's me that's giving. And I'm like, I just
Yeah.
don't understand. I've been eating this way for 10 years clean because like I said, I think I have MCAS.
Yeah.
I've talked to Linda Vokey, and so I can't cheat. I just can't. If
Right.
I cheat with keto on carnivore, but even then I feel not so great. So I don't have those types of problems because of how terrible I feel when I cheat. And honestly, Dr. Barry and I have had a one-on-one conversation about this, and he thinks that I'm one of these people that should go to the butcher daily and get fresh meat. But that's not feasible when you work 3 jobs. I have to meal prep days in advance. So I just do the best that I can. And I have a protocol now, which is using, if I have a really bad day, I can use an H1 and an H2 blocker. Again, not medical advice, but it's something that my allergist and I have worked through that I can take an H1 and H2 blocker, and that helps calm down the inflammation symptoms if I have a really bad day. So that's kind of how I got started into keto and carnivore. It's been kind of like a 20-year process, right? So,
I think we eventually all get there. I think we all
yeah,
eventually get there if we're trying to handle something.
yeah.
Um, I can answer this one. It says at Dr. Kiltz. Well, he's not here, but I said, Nadia, is it Nadia? I would love to start the coaching training, but we'll travel until mid October and not have the time to study. How long will you be doing this discount? You can email me and we can arrange so you can still have the discount. That's fine. Alia at drkiltz.com, or you can pay for it now if you have the money available and just do it when you're ready. Here we go. This is for you. Lewis, should I be
Yes,
a coach?
Lewis. Lewis, you would be the best coach. Lewis, Lewis, if I can talk about you for a minute. Lewis,
Yes,
yes, you
please.
should be a coach, please. And Lewis has experience with so many things, type 2 diabetes. He has experience with being on a GLP-1 medication, right? That he's gotten on and off of. Lewis, you have so much information. And I know you're very busy and you have like a not-for-profit for kitties, but you could, even if you did one client a month, you could, you would help people. So yes, you should be a coach. Absolutely.
Yes. Okay, what does it say? Double eat the meats heals the things. I love that. Double knee replacement before finding carnivore. Since all other joints healed, no doubt my knees could have been saved by diet and lifestyle. Today, only those knees hurt. Yeah.
Me too.
Let's see. Oh, we already answered this one. Let's see.
Yeah, I mean, I want
Go
to
ahead.
make another point to that. Yes, it teaches you how
Sure.
to get started with it, but ultimately it's
Yeah.
up to you to pound the pavement. And I hate this part because I'm a tech person. I'm not a salesperson, right? But there has to be an ounce of a kind of a salesperson inside of you because
Yeah.
nobody's going to know what you're doing unless you talk about it. Nobody's going to know
That's
that.
right.
So I have made really commercially type of shorts. But guess what? That's how people find you is if you talk about it, if you make posts on social media. And so
Yeah.
the way that I do it is I talk about my story and I say who I am and I show pictures of myself and then that I'm passionate about helping others. So there's a way to make it less commercially, I think, because I don't I work with salespeople and they're not my favorite people. Sorry if you're at my job and you're watching this, or Peter's a sales guy and he's very good at it. That's just not me. I'm just more of a help solve problem kind of person, right?
Yeah. You are a great salesperson, by the way. You are. I think you have to care about people. And when you care about
Shh.
people and you communicate with
Yeah.
people, uh, yeah, you can get the clients. But I understand some people don't like asking for money. And some people like to
No.
ask for money,
It's
you know?
I have a hard time, and Juliet's always yelling at me that I don't charge enough. I don't charge enough because I feel like Kiltz and we're similar people on a lot of levels. We want to help people for free, and
Yeah.
when you run a business, you do have to ask for something, right? You do
Yeah.
have to because it
That's right.
costs money, but it's hard to do. It really is. That's the hardest part of it.
Aaron, the carnivore-ish guy. Hi, Aaron. I think coffee may need to go. Everyone in the chat,
Try
tell
it.
him your opinion. Try it. Let's
If you
see.
if you know, you know.
If you know, you know. Kelly. Hello, Kelly. I am looking forward to becoming a Kiltz health coach. I will be working on it when I'm recovering with hip replacement surgery. All right. Excellent.
That's awesome, and that's a perfect time to do it.
This one's for you.
Kelly! Yeah, he posted a joke. Go ahead and read it.
Did you hear that the kids in music class could use the vending machines since they had quarter notes? I'm not a
That's
music
so
person.
funny.
Okay, good.
That's hilarious. That's a type of note, musical note.
Oh, okay. Nice. I like your jokes in the tribe. Okay. Um, eat the meats. Kiltz Health and
Yes.
PhD. If you only do yourself initially, take the Kiltz course. Such an incredible value. Knowledge is power. Thank you so much. Here you go. This is for you,
Yes.
Amy. Amy, with AI out there and people can ask guy questions, how will it affect coaches in the future? Thank you.
So you got to be careful with AI, first of all. I use it for my social media. Okay. I'm just going to throw this out there. To help create thumbnails, to help me come up with questions for live streams and stuff like that. But you have to be careful with medical knowledge because the AI is going to give you in general, and Alia can jump in at any point on this, it's going to give you like mainstream media, health, and knowledge. So when I
Right.
do research on the doctor channels. Now, I'm going to put in a plug for Dr. Barry because he has his own Dr. Barry AI, and I was reluctant to subscribe to that because of money, but I feel like his AI does provide some value because they have trained the AI to answer questions like Dr. Barry would. So that's the one for coaches that I think, and honestly, I don't know if that question was meant for like, will people use AI for their coaching or will the general
Yeah.
population use AI to help them coach themselves? But you have to be careful. I tread lightly. I work in technology and AI. We're using AI to develop software systems. It's the way of the future. It
Right.
just is.
It is.
But for but the human connection part is still important. I don't know, it
Correct.
is.
Yeah. I think that I don't believe, oh man, unless AI takes over everyone's brains and we all become robots. There's a video, by the way, that my husband made. It's in the Kiltz Mighty Tribe under a free course that we made that talks exactly about that. The AI is training us to become robots. So I would highly recommend finding that video and watching it. But yeah, human connection. I think we're not that crazy, and we'll still want to talk to other humans. So
And one additional point, a lot of what I use it for is I come up with my own ideas. And then I say, rewrite this just to make it more grammatical so I don't sound stupid when I put something out there. So it's still my idea. It's just cleaning it up a bit, right? But it's still good to think for yourself, I think. I
yes,
don't know.
you're totally right. Okay, do we already answer this? Therese, Amy, do you usually eat every day? Do you usually eat every day?
I do unless I'm doing an extended fast. But lately, so I eat at noon. I try to have a meal at noon and a meal sometime between 4 and 6, and I try not to snack. Now that's another thing. I'm currently in a 3-day sardine fast, so all I'm eating for 3 days is sardines, and it's going amazing. And another thing that the sardine fast helped me troubleshoot is my love of cheese. I had surgery
Hmm.
last October, and they gave me cheese in the recovery room because I wouldn't eat anything else. And then since then, I've been struggling with wanting cheese. And not that cheese is totally bad, but I think it really stalls me and really, I think it does inflame me a little bit. So, doing the sardine fast has helped me not want to snack. It's really like, it's resetting me, I think. So, but yes,
That's
I
great.
do eat unless I'm doing an extended fast or having a colonoscopy, which that's a talk for another day.
Hmm. I just remembered something. Somebody posted, one of our KMT members says fast is without a thing, but we call it a sardine fast. What do you think about that?
I know, it's not a fast. When you eat, you're not fasting, and every time you snack, that's a meal. Okay, so every time you
Yeah.
snack, so don't call it a snack, say even if it's 2 pieces of bacon or, whatever, hard-boiled egg, that's a meal. Sorry, guys.
Mhm.
Your glucose is gonna spike some even with carnivore food, so, every time you put food in your mouth, that's a meal. That's a meal.
Yep. And that's how Americans are eating like 17 times a day because they're walking by every time the snacks that are out and they're just putting in their mouth and they're walking by and you pick up a cookie or, oh my God. Oh my gosh. All right. Amy's tech class creates amazing value for the investment.
Thank
Excellent.
you.
Do you want to put a
Thank
link in?
you.
Do you want to drop?
Uh
Can you drop a link in here?
Yeah, I don't know. Let me see if I can. So if you are interested in, I have a little form. Of course I do, right? Uh, I have a little form. Let me see if I can drop that. It's a questionnaire if you're interested in so what I teach how to do social media, how to do YouTube, how to, Facebook, Instagram, all of the different socials. I teach you how to film and edit videos. I'm teaching how to set up your website, okay, with a link in bio website, how to get your domain, how to use Google Workspace. I'm teaching,
Awesome.
eventually maybe some accounting software, uh, some financial software. I'm going to teach how to set up your Stripe so you can receive payments. Um, all kinds of if it's something you need for your coaching business, I'm teaching it. Also, it's for social media influencers if you don't want to be a health coach, but right now we're talking about health coaching. So everything you need. I even in the last class showed what I pay for my business every month. I divulged how much everything costs.
Oh,
Oh my
good.
gosh. Why? Okay, let me see if I can get this real quick. There's a form. I don't know if it will let me post it or not. I'm going to copy the link. It's just a form, and if you're interested in it, you can. Because the class focuses on how to be a health coach. I'm not doing that. I'm focusing on the tools to get your business up and running, right? Did it let me? I'm focusing on the tools. The things that people, when they get done with the class, are like, okay, that was great, but how do I get started? Like, what do I do? I talk more about, again, get your LLC, get your insurance, and I can't really help with those things in individual states, but I talk about them. I have a checklist. I have a checklist that I used
That's
to start my
amazing.
business. Every time someone said, you need to do this, I wrote it down. And then when I got done with the courses, both of them, I checked them off and I just got them done. And it took me less than 3 weeks to get everything done,
Yeah.
So,
There you go.
yeah.
Oh, we've
So,
got so many questions. Can you do me a favor? Can you drop
yeah.
that same link to where it says notes, or do you see notes on the side, or into the private chat?
Yeah.
Let's
Let me
see.
do
I want to
the,
copy and paste it into the other chat.
okay. Let me do this. Studio chat, right?
Yeah, I think it says private chat. Okay, okay, good. So I'm gonna here. Where did it go now? I hope it lets me copy it. Yeah, there we go. I'm gonna put this into here. Amy's. I'm gonna call it tech course. There you go. I tried to copy her hair. I tried to copy it so we could like match even more.
Oh,
All
that's so
right,
cute.
we've got 6 questions. We're gonna answer those last 6 questions, and then we'll
Okay.
be done for today. Um, Here we go. So Jeff says, could you outline how you do your 3-day sardine fast and what do you eat on your normal days?
Um, so, so sardine fast for 3 days. I do 2 meals.
Mm.
Either 2 cans first meal, 2 cans second meal. But yesterday I did 2 cans first meal, 1 can second meal, and I was a little hungry. But then I just did some salt and I got through it. So today I may have 2 and 2. That's my sardine fast. I don't add anything to it. I use the ones packed in oil and I mash them up in the oil and I eat the oil. My other days, I usually do 8 eggs, 4 eggs at the first meal, 4 eggs at the second meal, and I do some sort of meat. So usually for the first meal, I'll do, and yes, sausage isn't the cleanest thing, but I get the Jones sausage patty. So I have 1 or 2 of those and I have bacon and eggs almost every day. And then the second meal, I do eggs and chuck roast, eggs and hamburger patties, eggs and chicken fried in lard or tallow, right? Chicken thighs, or eggs and pork belly, or eggs and ribs, or whatever the meat is. So it's really easy. And I just rotate those things through the week. And my husband is unknowingly carnivore now. After he had an illness, he no longer eats salads. And so he eats with me and he has some yogurt and cottage cheese. I try not to eat yogurt or cottage cheese because they're more dairy, and
Yeah.
butter. I put butter on things.
Nice. Okay. I wanted to read this. Christy, I've been carnivore, transitioned to ketovore the last year and a half, and I have never felt better. No more inflammation. I've kept 30 pounds off pretty easily. I'm a health PE teacher, and it's amazing how many people criticize what I eat and think it's unhealthy when I eat my steak and grass fed butter in the staff lounge. No one said anything when I ate McDonald's at lunch. We're all brainwashed. We're all
Yep.
brainwashed. Oh my God. Well, good for you, Christy. Kelly. Oh, we got this one. Let's see. If I if a coach can't give a meal plan, how do you deal with those who don't do their own?
Okay. I'm going to answer this. So technically, we're not dietitians, and in most states, we can't give meal plans, right? But who's to say you can't do a sample meal plan and have sample and just do like this is a general meal plan that a carnivore would do or someone on keto. The other thing that I do to kind of get around this is I ask people what they like to eat and I send them
Mm-hmm.
recipes, right? And so we're not giving them on paper a meal plan that looks like something because you have to be in a lot of states a registered dietitian to give a meal plan. You just do. You can't give a meal plan in a red state, or you could get in trouble with that state. So I usually like to say, uh, here are some recipes. Let me know what you like to eat, and I can send you some recipes. And then we just talk about how to cook. We talk about, I talk about what I eat, and we talk about how to cook and what to cook, and people will figure it out from that, I think. You have to be very
Yeah.
careful about giving meal plans, though, because of state laws.
Yeah. I'm about to start for CNY patients a baby's diet webinar. So they're going to come to the webinar and I'm just going to talk about Dr. Kiltz recommends eating these foods for fertility. There you go. Here's his book he wrote about it. Like, You can get a free copy of his book and check it out. What does baby's diet mean?
Yep.
Like just on an educational level, and not saying you must eat these, but you can consider eating these foods because he says they help you with your fertility. So it has to be something like that, right? Like you can't be directly, you
Yeah.
have to eat these foods. It has to be more educational and blah, blah, blah.
Yep. And you can share other people's material, right? There's no problem with that. Um,
Right. Okay. Aaron the carnivores guy. What would you say? What would you say is startup cost for a coaching business?
well, the very first thing, let's see, I talked about this in my class. The very first thing you need is I would highly recommend doing an LLC and insurance, period. Okay,
Yeah.
because then I broke this down in my class and I think the bare minimum per year came out to like 15 to 1800 per year. I do a lot more than that, but I'm paying for a lot more software, like training software. But that's the total year cost. So if you break that down per month, it might be like $150 a month, right, to get started. And you don't need everything all up front, right? Get your LLC, which mine was, I think, 99.50 or something in the state of Indiana, and then the insurance I pay 25 a month. So start with those two things, right? And then another thing is you're going to want some sort of meeting platform. I think I got Google Meet, which comes with the Google Meet. It takes notes for you. It comes with, you can do your forms. It comes with 2 terabytes of storage for like 14 bucks a month. Okay. Don't pay for Zoom unless you really love Zoom and you want it. Get the Google Workspace platform because you get that for $14 a month. And it comes with its
Yeah.
own meeting platform that summarizes your meetings. It takes notes for you while you're talking. And if you're like me and your attention deficit, you need something like that, right? And it comes with the LM notebook, which I think Dr. Nelson used to do for the class. I think all of those were done with LM notebook, which I have yet to figure out. But once I do, I'll teach that in a class too.
Notebook
But
LM is
yeah.
pretty easy. It's pretty easy.
Mhm. Yeah.
And I think it's very good to learn how to do that one for sure. I said three more. Okay, after this, we have three more questions. Okay, Robbie, we have a FDN. What is FDN? FDN coach in town that charges 9,000 to help people eat 5,000, 5 ounces of lean meat and no fat and lots of fruit. Oh my God.
A nutritionist, I think that's a nutritionist. That's a
Oh,
registered. I wish I would love to become a registered dietitian just so I could give meal plans, but they wouldn't be the meal plans that they would say,
yeah,
right?
exactly. Okay, last two. Gemma, Alia, or Amy, thoughts on GLP-1? Why worry about what to eat if you can just take the jab or pill? So many doctors subscribing, I guess, prescribing it, and so many people on it.
I mean, I'm not big on drugs, period. I'm trying to get
Right.
myself off of drugs. The doctor I just fired wanted to put me on a GLP-1 for 20 pounds because I've gained 20 pounds. Do I look like somebody who needs a GLP-1? No.
No.
It is a tool, okay, and there's some extreme cases of people that I think are trying to heal for something and nothing else is working, and maybe in certain extreme cases, okay, but I think people are just taking I think it's being overused. I think there's side effects with them that we don't even know about, and here's the other thing that I think. I've known 2 people now that have gotten off of them, and what happens when you go off of them, Alia?
You get fat again. You gain the weight back,
Yeah,
but I think you have less muscle potentially, and you've done other harm to your
yeah.
body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you still need to do this. So you
Yeah.
can take that, but you still need to do the proper way of eating. So that's my
Yeah.
thought on it. I don't like to talk about that too much because it's very controversial. And I've known people have success on it, and I know people that, and I've been hearing from people who've been on them for 2 years, and then after get like any medication, after 2 years, your body gets
Yeah.
used to it and it doesn't work anymore. So I've been hearing
Right.
stories about that. So I mean, everybody has to do their own N equals one. I'm not going to poo-poo anybody who takes one, but I wish they would try this first. That's my
Yeah. I wish people would try this first because also I'm scared because I see like people in Hollywood, Ariana Grande, Olivia Wilde. Just look at these people that they're beautiful women. Why are they taking Ozempic and then they look like Skeletor? So I don't think that that's healthy either. We don't need to do heroin chic again. Like we just need to be healthy and comfortable in our own skin, you know?
Right.
Here, my BBB&E. What can I take to a church dinner? Love that.
Yes. So I just had a cookout this week at work, and thank goodness for the owner of my company. He knows that I'm carnivore, and another lady is too at work. And they made he grilled hamburgers and chicken and everything. And I brought deviled eggs. So there's one thing. You could bring something like egg salad, with a clean mayo. Uh I always just take meat. I have a smoker, so I like to smoke meat and just bring some additional meat. But the deviled eggs is what have been my
Mm,
go-to this summer because, it's got other than a little bit of mayo, it's just the egg and some salt and some mustard, right? And so, yeah, take that. And they're easy to make. I didn't realize how easy deviled eggs are to make.
super
They
easy.
really are.
Last question. Is there a discount on the course? There is a discount on the course. I'll put the link in the chat. The code is summer and it brings the course from $500 down to $99. And Dr. Kiltz wanted it to continue it for the rest of summer. So we're going to do it until I think September. September 7th is the end of summer. Is that the end of summer? Whatever day that is, I don't know. Amy, thank you so much. This was a lot of
Thank
fun.
you.
Maybe
Let's
we'll
do it
do a
again. I
coach's
love this.
corner. Let's do it again. Yeah.
Yeah.
We should do a
Yeah.
coaching corner live stream once a week or something. I'll figure that out.
I
All
love
right.
that. I love that.
Goodbye,
Bye,
everybody.
everybody.
See y'all later.